Hi, we are the Team 5, formed by Ana Sofía, Ludwig Daniel, Roberto Carlos, Ana Gabriela, Sofía Robles, Miguel Ángel, and me, Paulina, and we will talk about Marvel. Marvel is one of the biggest and important companies these days, but they have a beginning, and this is what we talk about. Marvel was founded by Martin Goodman in 1939. The first name of the company was Red Circle Comics before they changed it to Atlas Comics, but their most popular name before Marvel was Timely Comics. Maybe if you are a big fan or you have a certain age, you could have known the company by this name. They had their first major publication called Marvel Comics number 1, and this was the reason that the company was named like this. This comic brought characters that became so famous at a time, just like the first Human Torch and the villain Namor the Underwater Man. These characters were so popular that they starring their own TV shows. And actually, at this time, a pretty popular character was being born, the iconic Captain America. And here is when their breaking point begins.
So, as we know, the chronology of the movies is a very important part as fans of Marvel because help us to understand the things that happens and it is a sequence of a story that the company wants to transmit to the audience. So we will see the chronology of the Marvel movies. The first movie was in 1945, that is Captain America, the first Avenger. Then in 1995, the Captain Marvel. In 2010, Iron Man. In 2011, it was in Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor. In 2012, The Avengers and Iron Man 3. I think that was when the fame of Marvel began to grow more. In 2013, The Thor, The Dark World, and 2014, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, The Guardians of Galaxy, and Guardians of Galaxy Volume 2.
The movies chronology from Marvel Universe. These movies you see over here are part from the phase 3 and 4 from the Marvel timeline. Before starting, I have this personal opinion that the Avengers movies are one of the most important movies in the whole timeline because they involve many superheroes. Okay, now starting with this movie from Avengers Age of Ultron, it was launched in 2015. Then we got the Ant-Man this same year, 2015. And then in 2016, we got the movie Captain America Civil War. This actually is very important. And then in 2016, the same year, we got Doctor Strange. In 2017, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. On the 2017, we got Spider-Man Homecoming, the Spider-Man version from Marvel, because we got 3 Spider-Man's versions in the cinema. Then on the same year we got Black Panther, and then the same year we got Thor Ragnarok. In 2018 we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, and also Avengers Infinity War. Actually, I got a representation about this movie because in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, but we're still not talking about Avengers Endgame. On Avengers Infinity War, I have the representation of the supervillain. Actually, this is the dog version. This is the doggy version of the supervillain. This supervillain is called Thanos. It's really important, this supervillain, because he was many years ago. He also appeared in many movies before because he's really important on the Marvel history, on the timeline. Then after the Avengers Infinity War, we got a really important moment. And then we got the Captain Marvel, who actually she was part of the... She tried to save the moment of what happened on Infinity War because it was a tragedy. And then on the same year, we got Avengers Endgame, which was also a really important movie. And then we got Spider-Man Far From Home. And then on 2021, we got the movie from Black Widow, which is also superhero. This same year, we got the Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. almost at the end of the year, we got Eternals, which is also a really important movie for the Marvel universe timeline. And at the end of 2021, the most important, I think this is also a personal opinion and also maybe a fact, that this is the most important, one of the most important or most famous Spider-Man movie. Actually, it's a Spider-Man No Way Home, because this movie involved the three Spider-Mans that was on the cinema, not only the Tom Holland Spider-Man version, also the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So it's really important. It's a really important movie.
About the most popular movie based on Thailand of the world box office. First movie is Avengers Endgame with the year release of 2019. With the world box office of $2.8 billion, total domestic box office is $858 million. The domestic weekend, it was pretty closer to $350 or $60 million, with a budget pretty closer to the domestic opening weekend, which is $356 million. Now, the second place goes to Avengers Infinity War, with the year release of 2018, with the world box office of $2.05 billion. Their total domestic box office is pretty closer to 678 or maybe $618 million, and the domestic opening weekend is $260 million, and the budget is $321 million. And now we're going to talk about the most popular movie that happened in the last year or past year, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. Even with the pandemic stuff, it was the very highest and popular movie from the Marvel Universe and from the year of the release of 2021. The world box office is $1.17 billion. The total domestic box office were $721 million. The domestic opening weekend is $260 million, and the budget was very low, but it was $200 million. Now we're going to mention the last two movies, which were also very popular from the comparison of the other movies, is The Avengers from the year of 2012, which gave me a lot of memories. With the world box office is $1.5 billion. The total domestic box office were $623 million. The domestic opening weekend were $207 million, and the budget were $220 million. And now we're going to talk about the last movies, which is Avengers Age of Ultron, with the year release of 2015. With the world box office of $1.4 billion, the total domestic box office is $460 million, and the domestic opening weekend, which pretty close to 200, but in this data, we are talking that the world opening weekend that Avengers Age of Ultron has won is $191.3 million, and the budget, which was very higher in comparison with the other movie, is the budget of $250 million. So we are going to talk the next topic, which is pretty interesting and very exciting. We're going to talk about the future movies from the Marvel Universe. So let's see it.
As we already know, the success of the Marvel movies is due to their great story that never ends. Marvel has a plan for each phase of their movies, and for the future, they are planning to use the multiverse and bring in characters from other movies like Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Okay, we will see all this in the next movie entitled Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In this movie, which opens on May 5th, we will see something different, uniting all the universes of the movies that Fox has made. If we talk about the distant future of Marvel, what will happen is that they will unite all the new characters that have appeared in the last movies, uniting them in a new Avengers movie, precisely the Young Avengers.
Why is Marvel so popular? The reason of Marvel's popularity is because of their content on its films. They are for both adults and children, so that makes her public a lot bigger. Because of that, they have to put content that it's easy to understand, funny, and family friendly. So everyone who wants to see a Marvel movie will understand it quickly. Another thing that also attracts a lot of public are the actors they use. They use very charismatic actors that represent the characters at the perfection point. But it's already said that the biggest reason of why people love movies of Marvel is because of her high quality in image and video, the CGI that they use. That gives a bigger plus to their movies.
And that will be everything for our showcase. We hope you enjoyed our presentation about the Avengers. I think we can all conclude that the franchise was and still is a huge phenomenon in the cinematographic industry, breaking records with almost every movie and showing the potential of bringing superheroes from ink and paper to the big screen. We think this topic is important because although the movies are mostly made for children and teenagers, they can still teach you life important things, and also it remind us that the age is just a number and there's still a kid is inside on all of us. Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.